The Minnesota Department of Transportation, in partnership with the Federal Highway Administration, the Metropolitan Council, Hennepin County, and the cities of Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, and Minneapolis, are providing a series of introductory presentations about the environmental impact statement process for the Highway 252 I-94 corridor. People who live, work, or play in and around the Highway 252 and I-94 corridors need easy pedestrian and bicycle access to walk, roll, or bike across Highway 252 and Interstate 94. The current EIS underway will explore what makes it hard to walk to a park, ride your bike to your job, or cross the road in your wheelchair so you can get to the bus. And it will answer the question, how can the experience of walking, rolling, and biking be improved? This presentation outlines what barriers and facilities exist now and how the project team will consider and address opportunities for improvements during the Highway 252 I-94 environmental impact statement process. The term rolling in this presentation refers to people using a wheelchair or other wheeled device. The Highway 252 I-94 corridor being reviewed is approximately 11 miles long. It divides neighborhoods in Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, and Minneapolis from destinations on either side of the highway. There are a total of 17 separate crossings along the corridor with different access and safety issues for people that aren't in cars. MnDOT and its partners are looking at how connections to and across the corridor currently work so that improvements can be made with a future project. Improving how people move across the road is a critical project purpose. The draft purpose of the Highway 252 I-94 project is to improve the safe and reliable movement of people and goods across multiple modes on and across Highway 252 and I-94 between Highway 610 and 4th Street North in Minneapolis. Safe and reliable access across Highway 252 and I-94 is an important part of this project. Barriers to this include limited crossings, unsafe conditions, poorly maintained or unacceptable sidewalks and crosswalks, lack of bicycle facilities, and the lack of consistent accommodations for people with different abilities. Understanding these barriers is important because if we can address them together, we can improve the experience of walking, rolling, and biking for everyone. We can improve safety and encourage transportation options that support healthy living. Let's look at the barriers that currently exist on the Highway 252 and I-94 segments of the corridor. Highway 252 can be a barrier to people who want to walk or bike to and from work, shopping destinations, parks, schools, or other locations. There are documented safety issues, long wait times to cross the road, and limited connections on and across the road. Similarly, large distances between most crossing locations of I-94 discourages people from walking, rolling, and biking, especially if this is their only option. Most sidewalks crossing I-94 are narrow and sometimes blocked by tree grates, light poles, or snow storage, making trips longer or more dangerous. These obstructions have a different effect on what is called community cohesion, the measurement of how connected and balanced a neighborhood is. Historically, I-94 has been identified as a barrier for North Minneapolis neighborhoods, cutting them off from access to the Mississippi River. So how are walking, rolling, and bicycling needs being considered in the Highway 252 I-94 EIS? While the barriers and obstructions along Highway 252 and I-94 currently limit safe and enjoyable experiences for people walking, rolling, and biking, plans developed by regional and local partners identify improvements for walkers, rollers, and bikers on the corridor. The potential Highway 252 I-94 project can help speed up some of these local and regional bicycle and pedestrian improvement plans, along with local and statewide ADA transition plans. The EIS process is an opportunity to further identify improvements that address these known issues. As part of the Highway 252 I-94 EIS, MnDOT and its partners will draw from the state and local plans and studies that identify transportation improvements for pedestrians, bicyclists, and people with different abilities, in addition to including public input on the topic. Project partners will evaluate walking, rolling, and bicycling improvements for impact and feasibility as part of the project alternative analysis and evaluation steps. The impact analysis will use criteria for safety, such as crash frequency and severity, mobility, such as crossing times, and access, such as distance between crossings. The EIS process will evaluate how any potential project affects people living in the neighborhoods, especially minority and low-income populations. The EIS will also evaluate how a potential project will impact community cohesion by examining how land is used in a way that promotes connection and balance in neighborhoods. Both considerations are closely connected to bicycle and pedestrian issues as we work to create a safer and healthier transportation network for households without a car, people who have different abilities, and people who choose to bike and walk. During the scoping process, walking, rolling, and bicycling improvements are combined with other project elements to create project alternatives. A project alternative is a set of transportation improvements that work together to address a project's purpose and need. Project alternatives are refined throughout the scoping phase of the EIS process and then further evaluated as part of the draft EIS. Refining alternatives is done to try and develop the best possible overall set of improvements to make the corridor safer and more accessible for everyone while balancing impacts. See the EIS 101 Project Alternatives presentation for more information about project alternatives and how they will be evaluated in the Highway 252 I-94 EIS. Thank you for your interest in the Highway 252 I-94 EIS. We hope you will check out some of the other EIS 101 virtual education materials available on the Highway 252 I-94 project website. They include short presentations like this one that provide background on the project. You can share your comments, find out what's happening next, and stay connected through the project website. Sign up for project updates by sharing your email address with us. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.